Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see what the next game's gonna be. Hello, all of my Super Crash Bears, my Smash Bears, my Crash Bears, my everything, my anything, and how are you all doing? Welcome to the final episode of Crash Bandicoot XS, aka The Huge Adventure. This episode we are going through and we are getting the rest of the gold relics. I forgot what they were called. I'm just so excited. So, as you saw in the beginning, stay tuned to the end of the video and you will see what the next game is going to be. I'm very excited for it. I haven't even recorded it yet, so I'm looking forward to it immensely. Some tips I can give to you here. Make sure to try to not waste your Aku Aku mask. That's one of the most important things. Make sure to try to time your jumps as best as you can. Don't beat yourself up if you miss a time crate. You're most likely going to be fine. Just make sure to do as much as you can, and if you have to wait a few seconds on something, it's okay. Remember, worst case scenario, you have to replay it again. That is the absolute worst case scenario. You get the Sapphire, or you don't get any relic. That is the absolute worst case scenario, so take your time. I know I keep saying that, but that's because it is true. The amount of times I've restarted to all the levels in this world is quite a large amount. Now you could save time there by spinning into the bottom one, jumping away, then spinning into the time box, and then jumping over that one. But it was too tall for me and I did not realize it until afterwards, once I had already done it. But again, as long as you just do what you can, that's all that really matters here. I am happy to say that, you know what? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm just so excited. I know it is Tuesday when you all see this, but that is okay. I hope all of you are having a great day. If you're having a bad day, I'm so excited I can't even speak right. If you're having a bad day, I hope everything gets better for you. And if you're having a great day, I hope things continue to go well for you. Now, here we have the underwater part. Again, one of the easier levels to do here, unfortunately. Well, fortunately and unfortunately. It's unfortunate because I don't have a lot of tips or tricks here that I haven't already given you a few times. Fortunate because it means it's super easy for me to go through. Just make sure to stay close to the bottom of the sea floor. That's the part that's really going to help you get through this. Make sure to make use of the branching paths because they all lead to the same area. And especially the ones here, they're very micro branching paths. The only thing separating it is a platform, not even any boxes. So if you see an electric eel on one thing that's way too close to you, go up above or go under it, and it probably won't be on the other one. That's basically all the tips and tricks that I really have for you here, unfortunately. But again, it is one of... I just really enjoy the water levels. It's just... I remember it being very, like, nerve-wracking when I played it in Wrath of Cortex and Warped. But if you... It's very chilled out here. There's not a lot here. Even with the time relic, it's still pretty laid back. So you don't have to go breaking any knees or fighting over the last pixie stick in order to get things to work. See, I picked up 2 Aku Aku masks and I haven't even used one yet. But you are going to need at least 1 Aku Aku mask in order to get through here. You need an Aku Aku mask to get through there if you want to get the platinum relic / gold relic, because if you just wait to hit that exclamation mark box, then the TNT box comes up, then you gotta touch it, then you gotta wait 3 seconds, and then it explodes, and no one wants that. So that is how you get the platinum relic right there. No fly zone. Can you guess what we're gonna do here? That's right, it's the same thing. We're going to go around the perimeter of the area and shoot as many of the time boxes as we possibly can, and make sure to hit all the health boxes that we possibly can to make sure that we are all good to go. As well as making sure to go through the little booster jets here, because they don't hurt. Now, originally what I had planned to do was I planned on saving this entire world for live commentary. That didn't really work out. Things came up, I just became busy, so I was able to record the gameplay, just not the audio at the same time. If any of you have tried doing this, you will probably understand it. If you haven't, then let's just say sometimes it's easier to play a game than it is to record your voice while playing said game, such as if you have company over, if there's dogs, cats, this, that, or the other, if there's glitches going on, if you know that it's going to take you a while and you have a lot of cuts to do, those are good reasons in order to do the audio recording post-commentary, not live. So if you know of any of these coming up to you, remember, post-commentary is not the end of the world. Just make sure to keep it fluid, keep going, keep talking, you're gonna be alright. it's all right. I promise you, you're going to be fine. Me, when I did the live commentary back at my parents' house, this was on an old channel, the dogs would always bark all the time. Like, not even specifically, just it happened a large majority of the time. So I'd have to edit it out. Or I'd have to adjust the microphone volume, this, that, or the other. And it just turned everything into, like, a weird robotic-sounding thing where, you know, it's just not good. So that's why I'm very glad to be where I am now. I do not hate dogs. Dogs are really fluffy. I like cats personally, but I also understand dogs. It's just that if you are a YouTuber or a streamer and you're recording or live streaming, you're gonna want to get an animal that doesn't make that much noise. If you want an animal, you could also just get Nintendo dogs or Nintendo cats on the DS, and, you know, there you go. There's a cat. There's a dog right there. You know, it's not the best way, but it was definitely a possibility I was thinking of when I was living at my old place. Just because, you know, animals are expensive. People are expensive. So just to find some kind of way in order to mitigate that, you know, it doesn't hurt. But then you see that the only Switch game where you took care of animals was $40, and you're like, sweet goodness, this isn't even name brand. This is like the discount bin. Why is this discount bin game $40? It doesn't make any sense. And you go and check it out later, and guess what? It's still $40, and you're like, what the heck? This isn't Nintendo dogs. This isn't Nintendo cats. This is my littlest animal pet pandemorium and crematorium, you know? And it's like, what the heck is this doing here? This has no business being here. But anyone can put anything that they want out into the markets, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't really care. I have found some weird games on the online markets for the Switch and the PS4. Yeah, sorry for saying it like that. The PS4, I apologize. I'm saying it like it was an alcoholic name. Tequila? My point is that I've seen quite a few unique games. I'm not going to call them bad because I have not played them. When I was in high school, I would always judge stuff just based off of its popularity. That's not a good way to do it. You have to keep your opinions to yourself until you've actually experienced it. If you've seen, read, played, anything, you have to do it yourself, and then you can form an opinion. That's my ideology anyway. So, anytime anything happened that became popular, I'm just like, really doing this? That's so mainstream now. And now I'm like, hey, I don't have an opinion until I've done it yet, because I have no opinion, because I haven't done it yet. And that's my way of making it make sense. So, I went on a tangent. I forgot what I was talking about originally, but that's okay. What you're going to do here is you are definitely going to want to break those crates. You don't want to waste the 3 seconds of having to break them. And don't worry, the time clock will not disappear. I did go through this level, not on this playthrough, but on when I was just playing for fun. And I got pretty far ahead. I want to say I tried to destroy as many frogs as possible. And then I went all the way back to the time clock and it wasn't there. So, obviously there's some limitations to that. I'm not sure what the limitations are exactly, but there are indeed some limitations there. Make sure to slide under that little cage bug, just because if you stand up when it is right above you, guess what? You're gonna get hit. So that's why I tend to give it a few additional seconds to make sure that it turned around and that I am not even close to breathing its air before I go and get up. Make sure to hit that guy, and he's going to be going right across. Save Aku Aku, we are going to be needing him. Don't you worry. In fact, we're going to be using him right there. You can either hit that thing, or you can go down to the nitro boxes, but I prefer to just go right over. It just saves me a little bit of time, huh? Because if you don't have the Aku Aku mask thing, you're going to be wasting quite a bit of time to hit the original box, and then getting back up once they've passed on over. Now here is the part where you have to be aware that there is a lot of frogs. If you have no idea if a frog is coming, jump and spin and jump and just keep going. Just don't stop. Just keep jumping and spinning and jumping, because they bombard you with frogs here. Yes, there's a frog right over here too. They put a lot of frogs here. And there we go. 130 exactly. And that is only the gold. It is 129.60 for the platinum. So if you somehow find a way to shave off 0.40 seconds, be my guest. Again, the platinum relics get you nothing. You're going to see me go ahead and save here, but that's just because that's what I do. I save, you know. Who doesn't like saving? Now here we are going and doing the final countdown. Again, this one wasn't really that hard for me either. It was difficult to go and get the gems, but that's about it. For the relic itself, it's not that, it's long, but that's the only caveat here. There is some awkward platforming, I will give it that too. There's definitely some awkward platforming, and the fact that it gives you 2 Aku Aku masks right in the beginning, that's not a great sign, so that might put you on edge a little bit, but you don't gotta worry about that. Now, there is a few things that you have to know about here. With the laser beams that are really close to the ground, you only have to do 1 hop and just hold right the entire time. You just do 1 hop and hold right, you're gonna make it, you're gonna be alright. It might take a little bit of time, it might take a little bit of getting used to, but you will get it right. That was one of the things I had major issues with when I was playing the game normally. Now, you could definitely use the Aku Aku mask in order to take the damage for that nitro box and then just keep going. But I don't like that. I hold on to my Aku Aku mask like it is my child. I'm just like, no, I have to choose the right time to trade it in. We can live without a cow for 5 fortnights, but I don't know if we can live without water for a week. I don't know why I'm getting on medieval. Maybe it's Wrath of Cortex. I've been talking about Wrath of Cortex a lot. I do like that game. I've never 100%ed it. But before we get to Wrath of Cortex, obviously, we're gonna have to play some of the other Crash games. I'm not a big fan of just jumping into a series, you know, right in the middle of it, unless there's a good reason for it. Here you are going to use the Aku Aku mask in order to destroy the nitro in order to save yourself quite a lot of time. Yeah, I don't like playing games in the middle of the series when I haven't done anything else on the channel, unless, like, it makes sense, you know what I mean? That's why I did Super Mario Origins. Right? Mario Origins? All-Stars. Super Mario All-Stars and Sonic Origins. I did those 2 before anything else, because that makes sense to me. But now that we've gotten those out of the way, I can definitely play any 3D Mario game, because they are not connected in the slightest, except for Galaxy 1 and 2. That's about it. Those are the only 2 that are really connected, and even then that's kind of a loose term. But anyway, now that we've gone ahead and gotten all the relics, it's time to go to Neo Cortex. You've already seen this boss fight before. Not a whole lot changes. In fact, actually nothing changes. So the only thing that changes is once we actually get him to shoot the 3 colored gems. So until then, I'm going to keep on rambling. I'm going to ramble on, like that one 80s rock song that I forgot who the band is, but that's okay. I'm sure you will all remind me in the comments below. Yeah, with Sonic, it's a lot more unique, because Sonic has had a lot of reboots, but I definitely felt like because Mario and Sonic and Kirby and because Mario, Sonic, and Kirby all started on like the original systems that they were on, then I'm like, you know what, I gotta do that before I do anything else. Now with Zelda, that's a crooked branch. You idiot! What have you done? You have destroyed the stabilizer crystals! The unrestrained power of the minimizer is highly unpredictable! Oh.
What have you done to us? You obey, little bandicoot.
Ah, that hurt my throat. Alright, so welcome to the final boss. This one is actually difficult if you don't know what you're doing. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure to hold down the run button the entire time. You're going to jump over any and all obstacles. Make sure you have at least 1 Aku Aku mask saved. Now be very careful up here. You're going to make sure to jump and time your jumps onto these crates here, or else you're going to be going right down into the Nitro Gauntlet, and that's going to kill you, even if you think that you're doing great. As well as there's also enemies over here, so make sure to take your sweet time by jumping over everything as well. What you can do, and what I did when I originally played the game, was I had 2 Aku Aku masks saved up, so once I got here, I had that 3rd Aku Aku mask, then I just ran through everything, and that is definitely a viable option. But I did not think to do that here, so here we are showing it off the legitimate way, which I guess is better for everyone. Sorry. With Zelda, when it comes to Zelda, it's very unique because there's no Zelda game that is possibly connected. Like every single Zelda game is very unique. Make sure to wait until the boxes are destroyed, then you can get the gem, and that is how you get 101%. Super, you got all the crystals. Let's hope there's enough power in these to reverse Cortex dirty work. I really hated that monster voice. but that's okay. That's why I only did it for like the end question mark, exclamation point, and that's it. So with that, we have officially finished the game. My thoughts about the game. It's not bad. I was genuinely impressed when I first played this game, and I thought it was gonna be. I didn't know if it was gonna be more of a headache or more chilled out when I played through it this time, but it turned out to be a little bit of both. It was a little bit easier and a little bit harder, and you know, I missed some stuff, but then I found it afterwards, so it's completely fine. It's not bad. If you've never played the game before, I highly suggest you give it a shot. It is not bad. Now, of course, when you play the first 2 or so levels, you're going to be very put off by it. But if you just push on through, give it like one world, like a total of 7 levels, and see if you still like it or still hate it, that's good. It's like with the Big Hero 6 TV show that they had on Disney+. Big Hero 6 the series. When I saw the first episode, I hated the art style. I really did. I could not pull myself to go through it. But then, I gave it a little bit of time. I watched 3 or 4 episodes and I'm like, oh, this story's actually pulling me in. I'm kind of interested now. And then, long story short, I binged all 3 seasons of Big Hero 6 the series, and Fred brings up fanfiction, and it is canon that Fred reads fanfiction, including of Big Hero 6. So that really shook me. The only games that I'm absolutely willing to overlook when it comes to starting somewhere in the series is specifically ones where there's a remake. If there is a remake or anything like that, if it is either a remake or nowhere near connected, I'll be happy to give it a go. Such as with Metroid. If I've beaten Metroid on the NES, it wasn't fun, but I did it. But there's Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance, which is a remake of Metroid 1, and then some. That's a completely viable option. I'm completely alright with that. I will happily do that. But we are actually getting to the end of the credits here. So, as I said back in the beginning, remember how I told you to stay tuned for the end of the video to see what the next game's going to be? Well, this is what it looks like when we get 101%. Look at that. We have officially 101% this game. And now, the only thing left to do is to show you what the next game's going to be. But I can't just announce it, that'd be way too simple. I bought a wheel. Do you want to see the wheel? I'll go get the wheel for you. Hello, and welcome to Spin That Wheel. This is where we find out what the next game's going to be. We have Spin Again, Mario and Sonic Olympic Games Trivia, Mario 64 100%, Metroid Zero Mission 100%, Ratchet Deadlock, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 X 100%, Night into Dreams, Dark Cloud, and Spin Again. Are you ready? It's time to see what my next game is going to be, and a super spin! Let's see what it is. I'm very excited to see what the next game is going to be, taking the Tuesday-Thursday slot, and it is